We've got some red flags going on. You think you can overmanage your way through this month. You think you just juggle fast enough the floor won't fall out. But that is the red flag that is in front of your eyes and you don't see it. Welcome to the Hidden Gate Tarot. We're looking at your March reading, and Virgo, you need to know what you're dealing with right now because this isn't just a monthly shift. You have a total lunar eclipse in your sign on March 3rd. This is a massive release point. This is a culmination. And to make it stickier, your ruling planet Mercury goes retrograde in your opposite sign, Pisces, starting mid-month. So the universe is basically taking the calculator out of your hands and telling you to stop doing the math. You are looking at the trap, the interface in the key system for this month. The trap is where you are stuck. It's the Two of Pentacles. The interface is what disrupts you, the Tower, and the key is how to get out, and that's justice. There is something you don't want to see about how much energy you are spending just to keep things normal. But you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's look at the trap, and that's the Two of Pentacles. Usually people see this card and think, oh, I'm busy, I'm multitasking. No, for you, right now, this is a coping mechanism. This is the trap of over-functioning. You have been balancing everything. The job, the relationship, the family dynamics, the schedule. You are the one making sure the plates keep spinning. You feel that if you stop moving, even for a second, everything crashes. And because you are a Virgo, you are good at it. You are efficient. But you need to know if that energy is leaking somewhere else. So the trap here is the belief that you can maintain this indefinitely. You are using this busyness to avoid looking at the reality of the situation. Maybe it's a relationship where you are doing 80% of the emotional labor. Maybe it's a job where you are covering for 3 other people. You are telling yourself, I can handle this. I just need to organize it better. I just need a better schedule. That is the blindfold. With the eclipse hitting your sign, this juggling act is exactly what is about to be challenged. The Two of Pentacles assumes that the environment is stable enough for you to juggle. It assumes the ground is solid. But when you are in the Two of Pentacles energy too long, you start to compromise your own stability to keep the peace around you. You adapt, you flex, you bend. And if they ask you to take on one more thing, you do it. If they cross a line, you adjust your boundary to accommodate them, just to keep the juggling going. That is the red flag. You are prioritizing the system over your own sanity. You don't want to make that choice to drop a ball. You are forcing yourself to defy gravity. And honestly, it's exhausting. It's exhausting just looking at it. You are tired, but you won't admit it because admitting it means the system has failed. And this is where the interface comes in. It's the Tower. March 3rd, the eclipse. You cannot overmanage a Tower moment. The interface is how the universe corrects the trap. You are juggling, Two of Pentacles, trying to keep it all together, and the Tower comes in and knocks the coins out of your hands. Swack. This looks like a disruption. It looks like a crisis. But you need to know this is a rescue mission because you wouldn't put the balls down. You wouldn't stop juggling. So the universe had to step in. This could manifest as a sudden realization about a partner, a mask-off moment, especially with Mercury retrograde in your relationship sector of Pisces. Communication is going to get messy. The logic is going to fail. You might find out that while you were working so hard to balance the relationship, the other person wasn't even in the room. There is something you didn't want to see, and the Tower forces you to look at it. It disrupts the routine. It breaks the schedule. Maybe a health issue forces you to stop working. Maybe a partner says something that you can't unhear, and suddenly all that balancing you did feels like a waste of time. The Tower creates a vacuum. It clears the space. And for Virgo, this is terrifying because you didn't plan for it. You didn't have a spreadsheet for total collapse of the plan. But you know this was unsustainable. If you are fighting this energy, if you are trying to rebuild the Tower while it is still burning, that is your red flag. The Two of Pentacles wants to fix it. The Tower says, let it burn. You have to understand that this rupture is happening because the foundation was faulty. You were balancing on a crack, and the eclipse is just shining a light on it. This is a personal boundary crack. You allowed too much. You gave too much. You managed too much, and now the bill is due. Don't try to manage the crisis. You can't. You have to let it happen. You have to let the truth come out, even if it's ugly, especially if it's ugly. So how do you get out of this? What is the key? The key is justice. Notice the difference in the visuals. Two of Pentacles is frantic movement. The Tower is chaotic destruction. Justice is still. Justice is sitting down. Justice is not juggling. You define the standard. This is your key. Justice is about cause and effect. It is about truth. You stop trying to balance things by overfunctioning, and you start weighing things for what they actually are. You need to look at the scales. I put in this much. What am I getting back? If the scale is tipped, you don't add more to your own gold to fix it. You cut the cord. That is what the sword is for. Right there. This is your taking your power back from the chaos. You don't want to make that choice, usually because it's cold. It feels harsh, but justice isn't mean. Justice is fair. And this month, the key is to stop being the manager and start being the judge. You need to look at a situation, the relationship, the job, the family drama, and ask, is this correct? Is this right? Not, can I fix it? Not, can I handle it? But is this just? And if they fight you on that, if they get mad because you stop juggling their mess, that's your red flag. That tells you they didn't appreciate the work. They just enjoyed the convenience of you doing it. Justice requires you to set a boundary that is non-negotiable. I am not available for this anymore. I will not speak about this topic anymore. I need you to leave. It cuts through the Mercury retrograde confusion. It cuts through the emotional manipulation. You became very clear, very sharp. You are upgrading your operating system from survival mode to sovereignty. So that is the layout, Virgo. You moved from the exhausting juggle of the Two of Pentacles through the necessary wake-up call of the Tower and landed in the clarity of justice. So don't fear the collapse. The collapse is just the debris clearing out of the way so you can finally sit down on your throne. You need to know that you are ready for this standard. If this structure made sense to you, subscribe. I do this work every month. Good luck, Virgo.